Hello, everybody. How's your headspace? Welcome to episode 21 Happiness. Are you truly happy? Well, are you? I feel happiness is one of the most overlooked yet important things in life. How often do we actually stop and ask ourselves, are we truly happy? How many of us are pursuing our dreams and goals? Do we sell out for security and comfort? Is happiness found in material things, or is it found in self-worth? It's one of those questions that are right up there with the likes of what is the meaning of life? If we are 100% honest with ourselves, you will probably find we can be happy in some areas of our lives and unhappy in others. If you stop the average person in the street and ask them to be honest, they will probably say, I'm happy in general, but I hate my job. I'm happy with my partner, but I'm not happy with my weight. I'm happy with my university degree, but not with the amount of debt that I'm in. So what is happiness? I personally think it's a state of mind, as opposed to an accumulation of material things. Sure, you can have the latest phone, the latest video games, and the best clothes, but is it just a temporary dopamine fix? Is it just to show off to the neighbours, look at me and look what I've got? I certainly believe that the road to ruin and being unhappy is trying to fit in to what you think society wants you to be. We are exposed to utter nonsense on social media, unrealistic rubbish, but in reality, it's someone else's showreel, isn't it? Their best bits, if you like. There's a brilliant quote that says, don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's showreel, which begs the question, whose yardstick are we measuring our own happiness with? Never measure where we think we should be against someone else, only measure ourselves against ourselves. Happiness is found in the small wins in life. Each win is another chip off the rough block of marble. You are the sculptor, and your happiness is the sculpture. They say the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I will never forget the story and powerful image of a cameraman in one of these poor African villages doing some filming work. He came across a young pot-bellied hungry boy. The cameraman gave the boy 2 lollipops, and that's all he had on him. You know what the boy did? He offered one back to the cameraman. He shared what little he had at that time. The boy was willing to give away 50% of all that he had. So maybe that's a valuable lesson for us all. We can find happiness in helping soothe the afflictions of others and help each other along. We get so distracted, tied up in meaningless drama, putting on masks pretending we are doing well, but we forget to look in the mirror and ask, am I truly happy? Are we so detached from ourselves that we forget what happiness is? There was a teacher handing out pens and papers to a class of 7-year-olds. She asked them to write down what they want in life. Naturally, everybody wrote, I want to be rich. Some wrote, I want to be famous. Movie stars. Some wrote, footballer. As the teacher was reading the results, she came across a paper with only 5 words written on it. She immediately approached the boy and asked him to explain himself. She said, this just says, I want to be happy. I don't think you understood the question. The boy turns round and says, no, miss, I don't think you understand life. Have you ever heard of the Solomon paradox? King Solomon was known as the wisest man who ever lived, but that legendary wisdom did not extend to his own life. His kingdom collapsed within a generation of his death. We see our friends' situations of happiness with perfect clarity, but our own through a fog of emotion, ego, and fear. Always ask yourself, what would I tell my best friend? Then take your own advice. So to conclude, in the pursuit of happiness, it won't always come first time. You have to make mistakes. It's trial and error. You may face ridicule and embarrassment, but embarrassment and ridicule is the cost of entry. If you're not willing to look like a foolish beginner, you will never become an effortless master. Life will hurt you sometimes all by itself. It's your job to find joy and happiness. Someone will always be prettier. Someone will always be smarter. Someone will always be younger, but they will never be you. Be yourself because everybody else is taken. And lastly, life is strange. You arrive with nothing, spend your whole life chasing everything, and still leave with nothing. So make sure that your soul gains more than your hands. With love, I wish for you to find happiness. Don't forget to ask your nearest and dearest, how's your headspace?